What's up? um, I don't want to pop on here and just act like I didn't make the video that I made yesterday. Um, it is what it is. It's still the wave is still waving, but um I ain't gonna hold y'all up. I left my camera and stuff set up, so I wanted to take advantage. I wanted to take advantage of the fact that it was still set up. And I've been wanting to record this video for a minute. So even before everything happened, like this was like 2 weeks ago that I wanted to make this video. Um, so I figured, why not make the video and also, distract me a little bit from lifing. um, but I wanted to share um, just the different what do I want to say? I should have got my thoughts together, but I didn't. I wanted to share how the response to me sharing in plain sight on Facebook really differed from sharing it here. Um, and it made me uncomfortable, super uncomfortable. And I'll tell you why. I was really apprehensive about sharing that journey in general. Um, but I realized that the response that I was afraid of or uncomfortable with, rather, I got that on Facebook from family and people who know me personally. And typically that shouldn't be something that would reign as like, oh, why are you uncomfortable, and I'll tell you, one, I mentioned this in yesterday's video, that I don't really get any solace in people being like, oh, I'm suffering too. You're not alone. I'm suffering too. I gotta stop making fun of that. I'm sorry. But it don't, it makes me feel worse because I'm just like, dang, like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry. That sucks that you're suffering too. But anywho, that always makes me cringe a little bit just because it's like, I always use an analogy of if I fall into a hole, I don't need anybody to come climb in the hole with me to keep me company, you know? And that analogy, in real life is just like, oh, I'm depressed too. Oh yeah, I'm do that too. It's like, yeah, damn, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I hope I hope we get better, but there's nothing that makes me feel better about not being alone and suffering. Like, it makes me sad. I don't want anybody else to suffer. I wouldn't wish any of this on anybody. So again, as I always say, that's just how my brain processes stuff. So it just adds more weight to the situation when people do that. But that's not even the thing that really made me uncomfortable. That's just generally makes me uncomfortable, because I just don't want to have the piss party because I feel worse, but let me stay on track. The thing that really made me uncomfortable was my family's response. And I think that my family, particularly like my mom and like my older aunts and things of that nature, because I don't think they knew, but hence being in plain sight. And granted, their responses was nothing but love and concern and things of that nature. I laugh because one of my aunts, I love her so much. She called me the day that I posted it, and she was just like, "Well, Jillian, I was just calling to check on you. Yeah, I saw your video. Was that real or are you acting?" And somebody else said the same thing. Like, I don't know if that was real or you were just acting. Um, but it tickled me a little bit. But of course, it made me uncomfortable as well, where I was just like, I was honest and I said, well, while I was filming it, that was me reenacting real events, so it was a little bit of both, um but that was just a little like, you know then later on, like, that particular aunt and my mom are really close. So later on, my mom hits me up and she was like, "What's up with that video?" I was like, because I don't think she meant to come off the way that I interpreted it. But it was just sort of like, damn, did I embarrass y'all? Or like, yeah, good, But then again, like I said, everybody was giving praise and particularly uh praising the production value of it. They didn't use those words, but here's a funny tidbit that like encapsulates my aunt, who is just so funny. She don't mean to be, but she kept saying like, "You need to go work for TMZ. You need to, oh, it was so good. You need to go work for TMZ. TMZ, I'm gonna call TMZ." Like, she kept saying TMZ, and I'm like, the news station, And she meant Tyler Perry. So it was funny. But yeah, like I said, it just um got increasingly uncomfortable. The more people who said something, it like jumped up a bit. At church, another aunt approached me and she's like, "I see you going through some things." And I was like, mm. I realized I don't think I like being like faced with the stuff at random, like when I don't expect it, just all of a sudden now I feel like I have to like explain myself, and that really made me uncomfortable. But I've learned to sort of embrace it, and just not overly explain anything, not have to, quell anybody's anxiety, but just say like, yeah, it was just something that I'm still processing, still going through, and creating helps me heal. And that's it. That's the post. That's all I need to say. And also to change my perspective on things, where I can look at it and say like, yeah, it was so powerful that they had to say something to me, and that perspective shift, I was like, okay, okay, there's not a ton of room to be, squeamish about it at that point. So I just wanted to share that. I thought that was valuable. And also it's a nice takeaway for anybody who's a creator or wants to share their story, but they're apprehensive about the response that may come. And I'm not even talking about negative responses, because people going people. I'm just talking about the comments that may be well intended, but just come off the wrong way and kind of make you squeamish or what have you. It's just a nice perspective change, and maybe something that'll help somebody, on their journey of whatever that is, whatever, your creative journey is, of just embracing putting things out there and then being okay with whatever response comes from it. So just wanted to share that. I thought it was a dope little arc for me. And yeah, I hope it helps somebody. So as always, I thank you so much for watching. Stay inspired, stay empowered, and stay beautiful. Peace. See, I gotta come to the camera now because my card did not die out on me and I can't talk. So anyway, bye y'all.